Hello again, my friends. Everyone is talking about the Battle of Winterfell in these days, shown during the episode named The Long Night. Now, everyone is criticizing some aspect of the battle, and I decided to do a little rant video explaining why part of the decisions made for the battle are right. So, if you have time to follow the mumblings of someone who actually study tactics and strategy as part of his work, keep watching. First of all, tactics and strategy. You know, those two aspects of the war theorycraft are different and take in consideration different aspects because of this. In this specific case, tactics is the way in which different units are used, for example, cavalrymen or spearmen, while strategy is everything that comes before this, seen from a higher point of view that defines the overall goals of the fight and the problems to overcome to get to the battle. And this last point is critical, in fact. Everyone that talked about the Long Night talks about tactics. Why they don't had dragonglass arrows? Or why they wasted the cavalry in this way? Why the trebuchet? Why they left the unsullied to die? But above all, it comes the magic question: why they don't stood inside the walls? Well, to answer the last question, if you understand how sieges works in general, it's quite simple. If you go inside the castle and wait for the opponent to attack, he may stay 100 meters in front of you and wait that you die of starvation and diseases. In this specific case, we have already seen the Night King wait with his army to achieve a goal. So the first problem is this: don't die of starvation inside the castle. Remember also that the army of the dead don't have to eat, sleep, or do every other thing which human in general needs. The second problem is being surrounded. Now, if you stay in a castle which is not like, for example, the Helm's Deep, which is built on the side of a mountain, but you are in Winterfell, which is in an open plain, you may easily get surrounded. So instead to face an attack coming from one direction only, you have to face the attack coming from everywhere, even from above in this case. So the idea of the plan is creating a situation in which you overcome these two basic problems. You create a new line of defenses which sit in front of the castle, which helps you to not get surrounded so easily. You provoke the opponent to attack by staying outside to get to the battle instead of dying of starvation inside of the castle. But why in the end? Why this plan? Well, simply because of the 2 points exposed before, connected with the idea to make the White Walkers expose themselves to cut down a huge chunks of the enemy army by killing those frosty guys. Or, even better, killing the Night King himself. Now, Jon Snow and Daenerys were the 2 people which had the task, this specific task, because of the great mobility of dragons, and of course the weapons, the dragonfire, and the Valyrian steel. A trap was also set down with Bran almost alone in the Garden of Winterfell to increase the chance to expose the Night King. Everything that happens next is because of miscalculation and problems that every single plan faces when it takes contact with the enemy. The huge storm that protects the White Walkers from dragons is the first one. The fact that the Night King doesn't suffer dragonfire, the second. And the trap, of course, was too obvious, and this is the third problem. These are the motivations because the plan failed in first place, and part of the army had to flee back in the castle to make a last stand. So in my opinion, the strategy of the battle was a quite good idea, and it was put into action for a goal which was intelligent, considering what were the information that the defenders had about the enemy, and not what we know as a public of the show about the enemy and about the outcome of the battle. The tactics could of course be better, but as I always say, give a look to the battle of the past. There are huge numbers of stupid ideas in the reality. Personally speaking, I am quite happy about the battle itself, and in general I liked all the episodes. I end by saying this: when you want to do a strategic analysis, you should take in consideration almost everything. How much time the defenders have to prepare the defenses, how much material they have, how much weapons and of which kind of enemy they are fighting, which kind of troops. Are the enemy troops better? In this case, yes, because they don't know fear, but at the same time they are moved from a superior intelligence. But above all, you have to take in consideration what would happen if I do this or that. Which is the reaction of the enemy? Is it passive or aggressive? If I take a defensive approach, can I get back on the offense easily, or it will be impossible? That said, guys, this is a weird video. In general, I don't talk about this kind of stuff. If you liked the video and you want to hear my opinion about other topics besides fencing, like in this case, let me know. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.